We're all set? Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to start off with item 1C, our vision statement. We are an organization committed to learning and growing together by providing a safe, caring, and inspiring environment where students engage in a wide variety of opportunities that honor their individual interests, needs, and talents in the classroom and beyond. Moving on to item 1D, our Orange Crush celebrations. Ms. Flavin?
So remembering we did these from quite a while ago, but yes, I would like to celebrate and applaud our Walton Music Department for an incredible winter set of concerts they performed in December. Each one showcased the hard work and the efforts of our elementary, middle school, and high school students and staff. I also want to express my gratitude and celebrate our Walton National Honor Society, the high school, middle school, and elementary faculty and staff, and the middle school PTSA for teaming up with Delaware Opportunities for a gift drive that supported 40 children throughout Delaware County. I'm so proud of the generosity and compassion demonstrated by everyone who supported and participated this gift drive. And lastly, a shout out to our transportation department. As we come to our mid-year, I want to celebrate our bus drivers, mechanics, transportation supervisor, and bus aides for all their efforts in getting our students to and from school safely. Driving for field trips, concerts, to practices, games, and tournaments, with many occurring over weekends and on vacations. So, nice thank you to them.
Yes, and in difficult weather at times as well.
Clearly. Yes, so, winter has not been great so far.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Okay, moving on to item 2A, the approval of the minutes from the December 9th, 2025 regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bruce, second by Tammy. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is carried. 3A, public comment. The Board of Education welcomes and encourages input from the public at board meetings. Please note that neither the board or administration may engage in dialogue or respond to questions concerning personnel or student matters. This is not an attempt to restrict public comment, but is done to protect the privacy of the individuals involved as required by law. As a matter of courtesy to others in attendance, comments of individuals and groups should be limited to less than 3 minutes. At this time, is there any public comment?
Okay, we're good. Don't know if I'm supposed to introduce myself, but Ian Clarkin, 4th grade teacher, WTA Townsend VP as well. I just have a quick statement I just wanted to address to you guys about. Earlier today, the WTA Executive Committee was made aware of the intermunicipal agreement for the merger of extracurricular programs between the Walton and Downsville school districts. As this proposed merger might affect the current contractual obligations between the districts and union members serving as advisors for these positions, we respectfully request that prior to any board decisions regarding the implementation, that all appropriate stakeholders meet to discuss the implications as well as the implementation of this decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further public comment? Lost my Rolodex. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. I can pass you my computer if need be.
Okay, we'll move on to item 4A, discussion items. So starting off, the curriculum committee met on December 15th. Tammy?
Yes. We did meet on the 15th, and attached here is a report and the agenda. So within the report, we did review the New York State assessments for the elementary school and middle school, along with the high school regents. So that data is attached for everyone to review. And And then we also touched on some, just the curriculum evaluations and updates for each school. So with Townsend, specifically with the ELA part, there was some discussion regarding topics that students aren't necessarily relating to. There's going to be evaluation in January with the grade chairs for effectiveness, and then also the possibility of reviewing what type of curriculum other school districts use. The math side for Townsend, we just started this math, so we are not going to make any changes. But one thing that I was encouraged about is if you look at our New York State assessments for the elementary school and middle school, we are in the middle of the pack. We continue to be the middle of the pack, basically, with our area. And so one thing that that Melanie mentioned that the teachers think that maybe students are struggling with is maybe language difference between the curriculum that we have and then with the state test, because there may be some differences there. So just working on that, maybe exposing our students a little bit more to what the state test versus the curriculum that we're using. So that was encouraging to me, just because it seems like the curriculum we're using is positive and going to it's a building block to me. That's the way I understand it, from third grade up through middle school. But if our test results aren't really showing that, then what can we do to kind of improve those numbers? So that was encouraging. Right now with curriculum, middle school doesn't have any changes at this time. The high school, I thought this was really interesting that Art shared with us that there's a pilot group right now of 18 students that are doing back-to-back Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 to see if that, it helps. Future things, we have some textbooks reviews talking about possibility of some audio textbooks. ELA side is some new novels that may be brought to us in the spring. Then we touched on the standards-based grading, standards-based report cards, project-based learning, distance learning support, portrait of a graduate, which is, we've heard a lot about that and what that means for our school and our students, working with BOCES to find out, what kind of support they can give to us. And I did ask about semestering, because that's something that we have discussed as a board before, and Art did share that it is being reviewed and a survey will be sent out in the next couple of months.
The survey has been sent.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
to go out.
So those were the high points that I had. I don't know if Jake had anything else, because Jake and Michelle were both at the meeting along with myself.
No, they touched on everything.
Great. Any questions? Thank you very much for the thorough summary. Okay, facilities committee met on December 16th. Jake, you want to give a report out?
We are still pretty much in that pattern, getting everyone on board, trying to find funding from each of the little group to come together as a whole. We did go over Labella's background report and got everything with the reason for moving, what we're doing, where we're going, and that we could possibly, if you look on the attachment that we have, we could start the design approval process through CWC without the board approval as of right now, just to get the ball rolling and get everything to see where we're at, to get the exact numbers down. We are going to run some other numbers with NYSERDA to see if there's any energy there. So it's pretty much in that holding pattern. We're hoping to get final answers here by the end of the month. But other than that, on the bus garage, we're still in that waiting for everybody to get in. on the same page and everybody get their numbers in. We have narrowed down quite a bit of the numbers so we know exactly what we're looking at, so now it's just fine tuning. Roofs, we also touched on those. We looked at possibly, instead of resurfacing the roofs, just doing a coating on them. They're gonna look into the numbers on that. It'd probably be less than half of the cost to just recoat the roofs if they're structurally sound. So once we're snow-free up there, they're gonna do a walkthrough just to make sure everything's nailed down properly, make sure everything's in good shape, and then they can coat the roof instead of having to completely redo it. And we run into that new code where we have to redo the entire structure. That was it, pretty much it. There was with the structural roof analysis, there was a discrepancy in the billing. That was gonna be brought to the board's attention. I don't know if that's in the,
Yeah, it's
later on
on
down,
the
so
agenda tonight.
we'll deal with that when it comes to that. Yep, so that's about it.
So in terms of the schedule for the capital project, what's?
We're
the latest?
hoping, the schedule's on there, phase one would be designed to be April 26th, submitted to state ed. October would be approval for the vote, bid February, and then start building summer 27.
So
So we're looking at a year out before we start building.
the best case is the fall 2026.
Yeah, well, that's the only way to push it without, and we'll actually have numbers. I mean, we could push it to this spring, but we won't have definite numbers, we won't have state ed approval on that. So we say, hey, we're gonna do this, get approval, and then say, no, state ed said no, so we gotta, so. It looks like a year out. 6 months for vote and then a year for.
Okay, any other questions? Thanks, Jake.
Yep.
The next facilities committee meeting is January 13th, 5 p.m. Is that still okay?
Yeah.
Reminder that the finance committee is scheduled to meet on January 27th at 5 p.m. This is now the same day as the rescheduled Catskill Area School Study Council, which was canceled due to a snow event in December. So we need to decide what we would like to do, if we want to change that date, or if folks are still interested in attending that institute training. Teresa, were you
And it
still
was-
planning to?
Meg and I would both still like to be able
Okay.
to attend that, so we were kind of hoping that you guys would as well, because
Okay.
it's budget focused, some
Yeah.
updates and.
Jake, you were planning to attend?
I was
or-
planning on it, I
Yeah.
have to look at my schedule again
Okay.
to see.
And I was planning, but I won't be able to make it then.
Okay, so because potential alternate dates for the finance committee meeting are the 20th and 29th. Does that work for you though, Bruce, if we were to,
The 29th would be better.
would be better? Okay,
Oh, it's like February.
this is
No,
January.
January, yeah,
Yeah.
January.
For the
Yeah.
finance committee meeting.
Yeah, the 29th would be best.
Okay,
Okay, I
We
could
have-
send out another email to the
Okay.
committee
Sure.
to finalize that.
because we have to check with Michelle as
Mhm.
well. But I know I'm still interested in attending that training.
Okay.
Yes,
On the 27th, just because it looked like a good
yeah,
opportunity, and we will actually have some budget information from the state at that time, so I'm hoping it'll be.
We also have a safety meeting I have on the schedule a safety meeting that day too.
Oh, there is.
So
Okay.
January 27th is a 3:15 to 4:15 safety meeting.
Okay.
yes.
Jake, were you still interested in attending the SUCO event?
I-
Wanna check your calendar?
It's a Tuesday, so we are closed for the winter, so yeah, I can do it. Like I said, that's had that safety meeting, but I can get with Rick and see if there's anything that we're gonna do important on that one. I know there wasn't much on that last month, and it hasn't really run.
And he said we won't have meetings unless we absolutely need
Yeah,
to,
so I think it's-
I'm hoping, because we have to be, because it's an Oneonta
Yeah.
at Morris, so we have to leave.
What time would the finance meeting be? 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock.
You said the 29th is better. for you.
Yeah, put me down for the training, and then, like I said, I'll talk to Rick, and I don't think, so there hasn't been rush, unless something serious came up, but I don't think it has in the past, over the break, so,
Right. That SUCO event starts at 5, I believe.
yeah.
So we could do a quick one from 3:15
can do a quick
to
one.
4 and
Oh.
So I will work on finalizing January 29th and then getting everybody re-registered.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And Haley, were you
Acceptable.
interested in going to the training? Okay. Okay, so, our board retreat, it looks like everybody can make the Thursday, January 15th date. Just wanna
Yes.
confirm that with folks, okay? So
Yes.
we're gonna move forward with our retreat. And Teresa, you'll finalize those details, or you and
Yep.
Corey will finalize
Yep.
those details
if
with
you save that
Cameron?
for us. So we're
Right,
able
so
to
we
do
have
what
5
talked
o'clock
about.
on the 15th.
Doing
We'll
that
go
for
to
you.
Start with
Everybody?
dinner,
Mhm,
right?
start with dinner.
And then move to, presentation by Cameron.
Were you going to ask about Kai?
Oh, yes, Kai was interested in attending the training as well, so any thoughts or anyone,
I have no,
our student board member?
I have no issue with
Attending.
it going.
We're stuck with it, and so is he, right?
I think
He
you're
wants to.
available that night
Yeah.
too, so.
By all means.
Very
Right,
good.
so we'll.
Enjoy our misery.
It's fun.
Invite
Well,
Kai
that's
to-
here
at
5:15.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Okay. We also have the annual legislative breakfast on Saturday, February 7th. And I believe the registration for that is coming up soon.
Coming up,
So
so I'll
if
need to
anybody
know.
is interested, please notify Corey as soon as possible. Teresa, do you know if you're attending that yet, or to be determined?
To be determined
Okay.
at this point.
Good. Not a problem.
My hope is yes.
Okay. That's in Norwich. Our school attorney contract expires on June 30th, 2026. And, we need to discuss whether we want to put out an RFP. This June marks 5 years with Ferrara and Fiorenza. So we need to get moving on issuing an RFP for our legal counsel. Any thoughts on that? I mean, I'm on board with moving that forward.
Yeah, it's always good to see if there was somebody else
Yeah.
out there willing to.
I think that's a typical cycle too,
I was
3 to
gonna say,
5
That's
years.
what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Doesn't
So-
necessarily have to be need to move on, but it gives us other insight.
Yeah, it gives us an insight and say,
But
hey, somebody's willing to do
part
this
of the
cheaper, then
process.
they might be.
Yep, I'm not sure the history on what last time, how many
I think we only had
responses.
2 or 3.
Okay.
So should I tell her, go ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
I think go ahead.
Also keeps them honest too, they know that we'll
Yep.
look for somebody else if we have to.
The NISBA virtual Capital Conference is scheduled for February 6th. So please let Corey know if you're interested in attending, so you can be registered. That is complimentary for NISBA members, so there's no additional cost
Correct.
for us for attending that. And then, our ex officio student board member update. Okay, I think you have some updates you want to provide. I know the last meeting you were talking about providing some regular club updates as part of this, so turn over to you.
Yes, I was gonna talk about the drama club. The performance is this Saturday and Friday at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium. Tickets are $5. Not related to that, but another thing was I met with Mr. Loomis and I gave some input on the schedule survey. So that's what I've been doing.
And that was issued, I know it went to
It went out
the
to
community, it went to students as
students
well.
too, yeah.
Okay. Do we know the schedule for, is that still open? Do we know,
I think
or-
so. I can check.
So if folks still have thoughts and time to respond to that survey, input is appreciated. Any other items for discussion tonight?
I also wanted to, I saw today that the class of 2026 is doing their annual Brooks Barbecue fundraiser. If no one knows about that, it's really a nice way to support the class and get you out of cooking dinner. So it's $18 for the dinner, and I believe money is due by Friday. And then you pick the dinners up, I believe it's the 21st of
21st.
January, so.
I think she put that the 9th was the deadline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Thursday.
Friday.
Friday the
Is it
night.
Thursday?
Isn't it Thursday?
No, it's Friday.
No, it's Friday.
Friday.
It is Friday.
Friday the night, yeah. So,
Yes.
And contact Ms. Dieter,
yes.
right, if you're interested in tickets for that. Thanks, Tammy.
Yep.
Any other items for discussion? Hearing none, we'll move on to 5A, correspondence information.
You have the DOT school speed zone letter that we received. And I believe that is 20 miles an hour,
Yes.
And this is in response to,
the request that was put in by the village and the school.
for the traffic study.
And we also have our lead testing of drinking water notification and the results. And I believe they are on our website as well.
Letters went out.
Thanks, Corey.
You're welcome.
Any discussion about those items?
And we also have our school report card that has been released publicly.
Okay.
So there is a link.
Is there flashing lights down below that say 20 miles an hour?
They will be
It
putting
hasn't
signs,
happened
they
yet.
will be putting signs up. I don't know if
Yes.
be flashing, but I know they're putting signs.
Posted yet, though.
Yeah, it hasn't.
Hasn't happened yet, though.
Not yet. Giving everybody a heads up.
You go.
20 miles an hour.
Okay, any additions to the agenda at this
We
time?
do not have any additions to the agenda, however, our board packet was primarily put together very early, and last Friday, we added a resignation from Jason Dunham, the groundskeeper.
Thanks, Corey.
You're welcome.
Moving on to item 7, our consent agenda. This includes the financial reports, the fund transfer report, personal resignation and retirement, unpaid leave of absence, personal appointment, and athletic recommendation. Are there any items that anybody would like to pull for discussion? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Tammy, second by Bruce. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is carried. 8A, new business, accepting donations. We received the following donations: a 16-inch viola from the Walton Music House and Music Department, $300 from the Waterette Trucking Company to the Jeremy G. Fletcher Sportsmanship Award, $4,000 from William O'Neill to the Regina Austin O'Neill Butcher and Chuck Butcher Endowment Fund in memory of Thomas H. O'Neill and Celia Austin O'Neill, $1,500 from William O'Neill to the Thomas H. O'Neill Memorial. We thank you very much for those generous donations to the district. Would entertain a motion to accept those.
Make the motion.
Motion by Jake,
Second.
second by Tammy. All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Accepting donations is carried. Item 8B is the extracurricular intermunicipal agreement. So this is between the Downsville Central School District and the Walton Central School District to allow students to join the other district's extracurricular activities for the 25-26 school year. Any discussion on this?
Make the motion.
Motion by Jake,
I'll second it.
second by Bruce. Any further discussion? We did have a public comment tonight related to this extracurricular agreement. So I don't know if we want to have a discussion at this time.
This
or-
doesn't, this agreement though has nothing to do with the advisors. This is just saying, this is just where they can, if Downsville has it, we can use it. If we have it, then Downsville can use it. This doesn't have anything to do with the pay structure or any of that pertaining to the advisors, I don't believe.
Right, I thought it was in reference to the ski club.
It's started with the ski.
You started with the ski club.
Yeah.
But it's not.
This is
It's
just,
not
this is,
limited to our.
no, this is just saying that if we have a program where Downsville has a program, our kids can use it. If we have a program that they don't, they can use ours. This has nothing to do with anything with the contracts and negotiations with the advisors. Not in this, what we have here.
Is there a reason why, is this related to the ski club? We need this now. Is this why, or is this
It's
something
actually in
that
my
could be?
superintendent remarks that are
Okay.
gonna be there that I'll follow up, that their first day is actually this Saturday.
So we need to have this agreement in place for the ski club for this weekend.
Because we have, I mean, my remarks will bring, but I can say it now, we have 4 students from Walton that'll be joining. Downsville has added them into their ski club, so, and they're paying through Downsville, so it allows for them to be monitored, supervised, taken care of through the Downsville ski club.
And it's advantageous, because through us, they wouldn't have been able to do it, because we
Yeah.
wouldn't meet their
Because
minimum.
we did try to start, I mean, we wanted to.
We tried to
see-
start
we
our own, but
did
it's
have
just
our
not enough.
own,
Right.
But this
No intent to
agreement
take away.
has nothing to do with the public comment of the negotiation, the contracts, and the payment for the teachers, payment for any of the staff that are doing it. This is just saying if they are allowed to use our clubs, we can use their clubs if we don't offer. That's what this agreement is for.
And to be honest, my intent is to reach out and make sure that I can work with WTA to make sure that there's no miscommunication on that.
Okay.
So, and outline that more, so.
Any further discussion?
Do we need to I don't know how this works. Is this what you were referring to?
Yes.
Yes, that's what they're
Yeah.
referring to.
Okay.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with that. If you're the advisor for that group in Walton, this just allows Downsville kids to actually join the group and you'll have them. This has nothing to do with them getting paid more, who gets paid by what. This is, we have the club, they have the ability to join the club now. Per this agreement. We have talked down the road of restructuring other things for payment, but that's just gonna be, we have to look at that to make sure that we are fairly paying everybody. If need be, coaching wise, extracurricular activities wise, wow, my mouth's not working. But this here is just so that we can let kids use other clubs that they offer.
Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 8C, approval of the structural analysis modified proposal. So this is what Jake was alluding to earlier. The cost for the analysis did exceed the initial contract, so this is revision to the contract.
I will say that, after talking to our engineers and to Brett and to Graydon and with the conversation we had, we did get a lot more. Anyone else that had done this, we would have paid probably a lot more than we're paying. He just actually be competent because he did more than he actually planned on doing. I don't want to set a precedence of getting a number and saying, oh, okay, we'll just pay you more later. But this was, I think, an exception to that rule where we did get more than what we paid for, and just to be fair to the gentleman and be able to use them again, because we would like to be able to use them again, and if we don't, then we'll have to do somebody that's not gonna do as good of a job or go, so.
I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Bruce, second by Tammy. Any further questions? All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 8C is carried. 9A policy review. Ellie, would you please
Yes.
run through those?
Code of ethics for all district personnel, duties of the superintendent, alcohol and drug testing of driver, alcohol and drug testing program acknowledgement form, extracurricular personnel code of ethics, conflict of interest, staff-student relations, and recruiting and hiring.
Thank you. And those policies are part of our annual policy review, so please review those at your convenience and let us know if you would like to have those added for future discussion. 9B, policy adoption, the second reading for the following policies: 5695, students and personal electronic devices; 6240, investment policy; and 6830, expense reimbursement. Would entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Tammy,
I'll second
second by Bruce. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate aye.
it. Aye.
Any opposed? The policies are adopted. It's carried. 9C, we have declared policy regulation obsolete. This is the 6240R investment policy regulation. This is now obsolete with the adoption of the investment policy, or sorry,
Yes, the
the
investment
investment policy.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I would entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Tammy,
Second.
second by Jake. Any further discussion? All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion's carried. On to 10A, supervisors' remarks.
Yep, so I have from John Nolan, I'm just highlighting some certain things that you guys already have in the reports, that our new buses are scheduled for DOT inspection the first week of January, so that's supposed to be happening now, so we can get them. They were in Syracuse waiting. And for Brett, I wanted to point out two things. One, you've already received a letter, and everybody's been notified, it's on our website, about the lead. And just to make you aware, it was in the older section, 1938 section of Townsend. So there are some bubbler fountains that were an issue. They're not expecting, they could replace them, but teachers are saying the kids have a water bottle, so they probably won't. But the outside fountain, we're looking to replace, because that is something that the students use on the playground, and that was impacted by the lead pipes. And everything that's not potable at this point has been, we have signs up in the buildings. So that is something that's done about every 3 years, and it's important for us to stay on top of. The other thing is, because cell phones are a hot topic, we did our policy. Middle school, we are replacing those lockers. We did talk a little bit about that at the committee, that the front of it seemed very plasticky. They were breaking them and didn't feel like they were very secure, so they will be replaced with a metal one similar to what we have in the high school. So offering a little bit more security and safety, so the intent is those middle schoolers are putting their cell phones in those lockers. Hopefully any kind of feedback. Not a problem.
Any questions on those? Okay. 10B, superintendent's remarks.
Yeah, so one, I want to just go back and reiterate how wonderful the holiday events were, to give accolades to everything that occurred here in all the different buildings with all the different staff, Spirit Week, celebrations, Carnival, just all the wonderful things that happened over the holidays, just to make really wonderful opportunities for students to feel welcomed, sense of belonging, and part of things. So massive appreciation for that. A reminder about Drama Club, already done. A reminder about the barbecue that helps support our seniors, so that's a really big deal. So again, $18 is worth it for not making dinner. It comes with like macaroni salad, your chicken, things like that. So your roll, a good fundraiser. And then also conversations regarding our merged sports, the mascot. It's been talked about with the students and pre-me apparently, that may be coming up with a merged mascot for our sporting events. And so we are actually setting some organizational plans to ensure that students in grades 6 through 12 are going to not only be part of the design, suggesting what that is, and actually in the voting process. So we really want to make this about student choice and student ideas. So Mr. Reinhardt, our AD, will be bringing that to you on his 20th report to talk a little bit more about what he's envisioning for that before it happens. So that, I know that's sometimes a hard conversation to have about thinking about changing. We're not losing our warrior, they're not losing their eagle. It's just something that we could do, similar to how we addressed some of the outfits that were worn in the uniforms, with the colors and a different emblem, is maybe creating a mascot as well, to give them some pride together and feel like they are one. So that is coming to you on the 20th, giving you a heads up. We also have a new Healthy Kids teacher. So in Townsend, we run the Healthy Kids program, and I wanted to make sure that you were aware that Candace Gear was now the new teacher. So she was in shadowing during the beginning part of, or the ending part of the month, but just before vacation. On February, when we have our parent-teacher conferences, for anybody formally who didn't get to meet her, any parents that are involved in that, we'll have conferences with her. So we welcome her. And I just want to do a publicly thankful acknowledgement to the community band for letting me participate in their holiday event and be a clapper. So that was, I just really thought that was, and I really appreciate, I think I've said it before, I'm really grateful for how Walton has welcomed me, not just the school, but the community. So that was a big thing. So I wanted to publicly say thank you and acknowledge that. Ski club, I did want to make sure that you were aware, we'd actually, with the survey and everything we did, we had 4 students who actually are going to be participating. So we knew that that wasn't enough for us to be able to develop our own club. We did have 2 staff members that were willing to share that responsibility. So they actually are paying and starting. They'll do that through Downsville, and that agreement allows for the students to do that. In addition to that, the goal is to maybe consider doing still again. It was very short notice. We sent the survey out. We didn't have it in the budget, so we had to have a larger expense for each parent to pay for each student that wanted to participate. The goal is to maybe revisit. We have staff members that would like to be able to bring that to light possibly next year. So that is not lost as maybe us doing our own, but for this year it does afford for those 4 kids to participate. And then, a little sad, I wanted to formally acknowledge Deb Babcock for her service here at Walton Central School. She was a staff member, a bus monitor that passed away. And I think it's appropriate to make sure that we acknowledge and we send our condolences to the family. So,
Thank you for that,
that's
Teresa.
the end. You're welcome. Any questions?
I'd like to make a comment. I just, as a board member, I'd like to show appreciation to the staff here in the school, the public, the parent volunteers. Over the holidays, it really showed how much everybody cares about the students in the school. I mean, I attended some of the sport events, attended some of the musicals, and just the dedication of all the people in the room was just amazing. It just made you feel proud that the community comes together so well for the students in the school, and I just want to thank everybody. It was great watching it. Thank you.
I second that, for sure.
It was impressive.
Yes. I attended 2 of the music events, and I thought the attendance was really good this year.
Yeah.
The music was excellent, as
Oh, yeah.
always, so everybody did a great job.
And the students are participating.
Yes.
So if you let the students know, we really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I mean,
Love the
because
time and effort.
added work for all of them, so yeah, it was impressive.
Any further questions for Teresa? All right, we do have the need for executive session tonight for the purpose of discussing a matter related to the future employment of a particular person. Would entertain a motion.
Make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Jake, second by Tammy. All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's carried, and it's not expected that the board will be taking any action after executive session, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting following the completion of our executive session.
Make the motion.
Second.
Motion by Jake, second by Tammy. All those in favor indicate aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is carried. We are moving to executive.
Thank you
for your
for coming.
attendance. Appreciate it.